Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be installing LED headlights and LED front blinkers in the 2023 Chevy Colorado Trail Boss because it includes all halogen lights because it's 2023 and we can't do nice things to expensive vehicles. These vehicles cost enough. I think these things should already be included on these, but I guess they have to have something to include that's different on the higher models. Either way, I'm going to show you guys the products I decided to go with and how to install them. So I've already done the passenger side. It's been working. I already recorded last night my halogen lights. I'm going to try and throw in some clips so you guys can see what the before looks like, and then we're going to wait till tonight and we'll do an after video so you guys can see the difference. So here I have the stock high beam and low beam. This is the Auxilam LED light. A lot of people have used these. Q36 series. They have built-in fans as well, and they're a low profile compared to a lot of the other LED headlights. They have a little built-in fan here that keeps them cool. This is the low beam, and it is going to be a slightly smaller housing. Operating life, 50,000 hours, blah, blah, blah. I will have these linked down in the description for you guys. As far as the blinkers, I've used Lasfit on a lot of vehicles. My previous 3 vehicles, as well as the Camaro build, it's outfitted completely with Lasfit, and they've always done a really good job for me. They just didn't have a headlight that I wasn't sure if it was going to fit or not. This is a much lower profile than a lot of other LED headlights, so that's why I went with these, because others had used them. The Lasfit, this is the part number for the front blinkers. And I know somebody else that's been running them, and the thing that I like about these is their switchback. So if you guys know, on the Colorado, the blinker right here is always orange, and then you got your yellow headlight. The switchback is like a white daytime running light now. Until you hit the blinker, it then switches to the amber color. So let's go ahead and get this installed. One thing that will make your life a lot easier, well, for one, this is going to be the blinker. Extremely easy to access. There is a trick to getting the new the new blinker in here, just because it is a little bit larger than the stock bulb. The high beam can be accessed from right here. No cap over it or anything. Just simply turn it and unplug it. This wire here is going to be a little bit tight, and it's connected to the side of the housing. That can be removed just by kind of pulling on it, and it'll give you a little bit more slack in order to get that light bulb out of there. The low beam is in the fender, so you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it back there, not really. The easiest way to get to it is through the fender. So you're going to have 4 T15 fasteners here that you just simply remove right here, and that is going to allow you to peel back your fender liner. And right up here, that is usually on there, you can see the back of the headlight now. There's a cap that you remove, and then you can gain access to the light bulb, and the wiring there is long enough to actually drop the bulb down to this area, so you should have plenty of room. And then it's just a matter of putting the cap back on, and here you can kind of see the bulbs in there. So let's go ahead and get started on the driver's side. We're going to start with the blinker. Simply rotate it, pull it out, remove the bulb. One thing to keep in mind, you have to check, I suggest checking the bulb before you put everything back together. The blinker isn't so bad, and the headlights can only go in one direction, but if you do any other bulbs like T10s and things like that, you need to check that the polarity is right. If you put the new bulb in and it doesn't work, pull it out, rotate it, put it back in, and it should work. So as you can see, these bulbs are quite a bit bigger, and there's only so much room here. So if I connect this to the plug, I can't get it into the housing. So what I do is take the bulb, put it halfway in the housing, don't drop it or let it go, then connect it to the bulb, and then like I said, this one's not bad to access, so there it is, blinkers done. Now I can go ahead and hit the unlock. It does not work. What we're gonna do, pull the bulb back out, unplug it, rotate the bulb, and now it's working. Lock. You can see the amber when you lock and unlock, and then it switches to a white light whenever it's not used as the blinker. So that's it as far as the blinker. Let's move on to the high beam. So the high beam is going to be right here. Rotate. Here's that clip that kind of plugs into the side of the housing that restricts how much wire you have to move. Simply remove it. Another way to tell which bulb, well, for one, they're going to have different connectors on the bottom, but your locking mechanism, your tabs here, are going to be different from your other. So just match it up with whatever bulb you take out and install. And once again, these can only go on one direction. One thing you want to make sure with these is that you don't directly push like your finger into that fan that's on the back of the light. That's just something to be aware of. But that's it for the blinkers and the high beams. Now we're going to get into the fender and remove that cap. So I don't know how much of this you're actually going to be able to see. And there's the cap right there. So we're just going to reach up, counterclockwise, rotate, and then just kind of pull on the lip of it and it'll drop out. And then we're going to reach up. Very awkward, and you're not going to be able to see it. Once again, find the light counterclockwise, pull it out, and then pull it down. There you can see now the bulb's just kind of hanging down here. Then there's just a tab on the back side that you press in and it'll release the bulb. And once again, there's really no good way for me to show you because I can't get the phone up in the fender to actually show you guys, but we're just gonna simply connect it back to the connector and put it back into the housing and get the cap put back on. One thing that may help in installing the low beam is actually when you're going to put the bulb up in the housing from the back is to look from the front. You can see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in the video, but you can see the tab and you can kind of guide yourself from the front to line the tabs up. And there we are. Then we'll wait till nighttime and you guys can see how it looks. We'll test it real quick before putting it back together. The headlight is on, the blinker is on. Good to go. Now we can reassemble. This is the 9005 HB3 plus the H11s, Auxilam auto accessories, and then the Lasfit Tango-7443 Delta for the blinkers. And I always hold on to my bulbs that I remove just because if anything ever goes out, I can simply grab one of these instead of waiting or going to the store and picking one up and spending money that I don't need to spend. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my previous video, I installed the Redline hood struts, so no longer using this dumb prop rod that they installed. Very easy install, so if you guys haven't checked that video out, go ahead and do so. That's from Redline Tuning. So this is the halogen headlight setup with the low beam and the high beams.